There are so many marketing activities that people do to try and get clients. Some work well, some work not so well. Over the past 12 months, I've been keeping a little secret list of the biggest mistakes that my clients have been making. And today I'm giving you 13 profit-stealing, time-zapping, morale-killing mistakes that you've got to stop making in 2025. My name is Pat and my clients come to me for marketing help, sure. But the thing they really want is more sales. They want to get more clients. And if you simply stop making these mistakes I'm going to share with you in this video, that's half the battle already won. Meaning you'll automatically start getting more attention, more leads, and more sales. Oh, and as a bonus, I asked some of my marketing peers and some veterans what they would add to this list. And before the video is done, I'll share the top results with you. So make sure you stick around for those. Now, to make this as useful as possible for you, I've broken these down into 3 categories. Because while it's good to know what to avoid, you'll also see the logic behind these mistakes so that you'll be able to make better informed decisions as the year goes on. The first category of mistakes are ineffective mistakes. These are tactical things that aren't working like they used to or like what they should. So avoiding these is going to save you a lot of time. Up next, we have strategic mistakes. This kind of mistake just keeps you on a treadmill. And while some of these things might work to get you clients, the time and creative resources that these things gobble up prevent you from building marketing assets that work without you always needing to be there to work it. And finally, we have damaging mistakes. These are mistakes that make it harder over time to get leads from people who would make great clients. This stuff is just simply bad for business. You're going to definitely want to stop making these. Kicking off with mistake number 1, AI. Allowing AI to make your content bland. We're seeing it everywhere. Our social feeds are starting to become full of AI content, and I don't know anybody who likes it because it rips all the personality out of what you could bring to the table. It just makes your content so ineffective. And then mistake number 2 is making your content too highly polished because this also rips all the personality out. People want authentic. Otherwise, people like Sam Sulek wouldn't be as massive as he is. Although he has an incredible physique, people want authentic. So don't worry too much about upgrading your cameras and getting a perfect studio setting. No one cares. People just want to connect with people. Which brings me to mistake number 3, and that is batch producing content. Now, I've spoken about this before in other videos on the channel, but batch producing content, although for many years people have been recommending that you batch produce your content to save time, what it does is it sets you up in a position where you're unable to listen to the feedback loop, to what the market is saying. So if you make all your content in one big batch and then deploy it over a week or so, by the time you realize your content wasn't landing, you've already wasted another week. So you're much better off just doing content in small batches, 1 at a time, 2 at a time, and just putting pieces out and seeing what the audience is saying and then adjust accordingly and just keep doing that. The feedback loop will quickly make you better and quickly make your content resonate more with the people that you want to resonate with. But if you keep batching it, it won't connect and it will feel like it's got no personality. So if you're noticing a trend, these first 3 mistakes, these lead to getting poor engagement on your content. And this usually discourages you, which then makes you not as consistent, which means your content doesn't get a chance to get any better. And that's mistake number 4. Consistency. I don't care what platform you're on, whether you're using organic content or whether you're using paid traffic, a commitment to some sort of consistency is what makes you get good. And when you get good, your content breaks through. So that ends our top ineffective mistakes. Next, we have strategic mistakes, stuff that keeps you on the treadmill. This is one I see all the damn time, and that is making too many calls to action in your content. Each piece of content should either have no calls to action or 1 call to action. This includes emails that have a super signature. If you've got a super signature at the bottom of your email saying, P.S. you can download my book, you can join my group, you can see me on Facebook, you can buy my thing, or you can get my private consulting, no one's going to click any of your links. So get rid of your links. Stop making so many CTAs in your content. You're just confusing people. People are already paralyzed by too many choices. Make life easy for them. Mistake number 6. This is 2025. We should know by now that we cannot trust the social media companies. They will change their algorithms. You will lose your audience at some stage. Mistake number 6 is keeping social media as your primary marketing strategy. All these social channels, they're here to help you build your audience, but don't keep your audience there. Look, Zuckerberg just announced he's going to get rid of fact checkers on Facebook. Who's going to be left on Facebook soon? Is the demographic just going to get older and older? Now, look, if your avatar is older people, then sure, stay on Facebook for a while. But how long until that changes? How long until older people decide they don't want to use Facebook anymore? Wherever your audience is right now, your job in 2025 is to not just speak to them there. Your job is to diversify and bring it over to at least one channel that you own, i.e. an email list, some kind of newsletter, some kind of format where you can connect to people on at least two different ways. Mistake number 7, chasing vanity metrics. What this does is it leads you to creating content that is kind of shallow in nature rather than creating meaningful connections with people by making content that is based on your values and things that are aligned with your ethics. The world already has enough influencers who have massive audiences but can't even sell a few t-shirts. Don't follow in their footsteps in 2025. Strategic mistake number 8, and that's not having a ULM or a unique lead mechanism. I go on about unique lead mechanisms a lot on this channel, but if you don't have a unique lead mechanism, it leaves you with 3 main problems. Problem number 1 means you have to nurture an email list. Problem number 2 is it leaves you having basically only one main call to action, that is to book a call with me. And problem number 3 means that most of your strategies are based around getting into people's direct messages. Mistake number 9, not having ETC, epiphany triggering content. The journey a prospect makes to you, from stranger all the way through to paid customer, should be paved with content that teaches them stuff, sure, but more importantly, you should be giving people epiphanies. Because when people have epiphanies, you don't have to sell them on anything, they sell themselves. Now, without content that gives people epiphanies, you'll be attracting lots of people who aren't your ideal avatar, and they'll waste your time, and they'll clog up your social, and they'll clog up your email, and they'll clog up your calendar. And the last of the strategic mistakes is not marketing to your ideal client. So many people forget to do this. Instead, they go for the biggest audience trying to sell stuff to everybody instead of focusing instead on the kind of people who want to actually buy their stuff, people who want what they're selling. So when in doubt, remember your ideal client right now is looking for solutions and they are ready to buy as soon as someone presents them with something that looks like it makes sense. All right, these are the ones we've been waiting for. These are the damaging mistakes. These are things that are going to send your business backwards. So we have mistake number 11, thinking that ads is a silver bullet. I've seen so many smart people blow stacks of cash, putting their business at risk because they are treating ads like a silver bullet. They haven't got the other components in place yet. And so they're just hoping they're treating the ads platform like a casino, that any moment their numbers might come up and all of a sudden heaps of leads will come through. That's not how this works. All you're doing is wasting your money and putting your business at risk. Because soon you'll have spent your budget and then you'll have spent a little bit more than you shouldn't have. And then you'll realize too much time has gone past. You don't have the leads that you hoped you would have. And now not only do you not have leads in the bag, you don't have money in the bag and you're running out of time. Mistake number 11 is the first of the authority kryptonite mistakes. And that is baiting people so that you can DM them. So because of mistake number 8, which was not having a unique lead mechanism, this then leaves you with the 3 problems. You have to nurture your email list. You have to have a call to action, which is just to book a call with me. And you've got to get into people's DMs to get them to book a call or to get them to buy. You've got to manually bring them over the line. Baiting people on social and trying to get them into a DM conversation, it'll work on newbies. And it will work if you're experienced enough to not come across like a slimy salesman. But for most people who are trying to do this, it doesn't. It backfires. And it just ends up damaging your authority. Finally, mistake 13, the second of the authority kryptonite mistakes, is doing hacky methods to grow your audience. This includes spamming friend requests, or if you're on LinkedIn, connection requests, and basically begging people to join your lists or to follow, instead of giving people a genuine reason to want to follow along with what you've got going on. See, audience growth hacks will only get you so far before they start to backfire. Have you ever seen people with huge audiences but terrible engagement? This is often why, because their audience is full of people who don't really want to be there. Now, if you're trying to grow an audience fast and you want something that is close to a hack, do so by getting in front of the right people, by doing collaborations with people, guest speaking or presenting. This is a killer way to grow an audience of the right people. And depending on how much value you can bring to another person's audience, you might be able to grow really fast. As I said at the start, to make sure I didn't miss anything here in this video, I polled some communities that I'm in and here are the results. So I'm going to put some of them up on the screen so you can just read them for yourself. I really liked what Linda M. Lapoke shared, that a big mistake is people making common mistakes that contradict their intended message, keeping them in a trust recession. And Gary Searle, that too many people do what just feels right on a day-to-day basis rather than having a schedule and a system to create the results that they want. Some of the top Reddit responses: a lack of strategy based on the audience they are targeting, resulting in a message that doesn't resonate and marketing tactics that aren't effective. Another one, overcomplicating things, forgetting the basics, getting hung up on the newest, shiniest thing. That's 3 ways of describing the same problem, and it melts my brain whenever I see it. And I thought this one was particularly interesting because so many of the guru marketing platforms and solutions that are quite expensive are very complicated, and they don't focus on the basics. Finally, a few people cited bad copywriting and AI copy being some big no-nos. Like this one, over posting and emailing. People don't want to see your company post 5 times a day on social. Even 5 times a week is a lot. Same goes for email. It's just too much to be sending out email every day. While some platform algorithms, Instagram, still work on quantity over quality, we know the consumer is getting tired of it. And that's really interesting. When I look through all the responses, people are getting tired of stuff. We're boring people. We don't want to be the kind of businesses that others are getting tired of. That's quite literally the opposite of what we're trying to do. Look, at this point in the video, now that you know all these mistakes, this is where I tell you that I know how to do it properly and that you should buy my thing. But I'm not going to do that. A lot of the mistakes in this video are not new. Many have been problems in marketing for years. It's important to realize that there are fundamentals in marketing and anyone can learn them. You just need some time. All the information is out there on the internet and in some great books. However, many marketing gurus will tell you that not having their specific fundamentals in place is why your business isn't growing. Often these cult-like personalities will sell you into very expensive programs. Don't be fooled by the slick marketing. It's why I stand behind a first principles approach. Because when you work from first principles, you'll be able to change tactics when the seasons change. And you'll be able to adjust strategy from time to time as you learn more about your market. And as you begin to get inside the mind of your ideal customer and really begin to understand them, you'll be able to craft a wonderful customer journey and have a business where you get to work with excellent human beings. All right, now this video has shown you what to stop doing. If you want more clients this year, you're going to love this next video. It's full of 1-minute marketing habits to blow up your business in a good way. I'll see you in the next video.